Good day all, welcome to lesson 24 in Professional Skills 2, where today we're looking at a practical example of creative problem solving. Throughout this class you're going to be pausing this video quite a bit and replaying it, so I do encourage you to do the exercises and as soon as I've asked the question just pause, and as soon as you've given yourself enough time, might be double the amount of time that I suggest or half the amount of time. But as soon as you feel like you've given yourself enough time, play the video and carry on with the task. So please get a pen and paper, or if you like using the notes app on your phone, that's fine. But just get something so that you can jot down some notes. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to consider a problem that you are facing right now. So please write it down in full. This might be a sentence or a paragraph, but frame it as if you're trying to explain it to someone who doesn't really know you that well. So pause the video and continue framing this problem. Alright, once you've written down your problem in full, I would like you to rewrite this problem, but reframe it as an opportunity. So all of the examples, all of the words that you've used, instead of them having a negative connotation, rewrite them framing this positively as an opportunity, something that will help you grow. You can pause this video while you do that. Alright, so it's often difficult to solve a problem alone, but in certain circumstances we really don't have a team available to help us. Sometimes it's our problem and it's something that we need to work through on our own. So thinking of this opportunity that you wrote down, what caused this situation? And I would like you to analyze the situation in full. Pause the video here. Now that you've analyzed what caused this problem, I want you to spend about 10 minutes writing down any solution to the problem. Don't be selective and write down as many solutions as you can. So please try and spend the full 10 minutes. Write down any solution. It can be ridiculous, it can be fun, it can be silly, it can be serious, but write down as many solutions to the problem as you can. And pause this video to start that 10 minutes. Once you have done that, go through all of your solutions. Be selective now. Cross out the ones that won't work and select your top 2 options. Then from these 2 options, I'd like you to create a pros and cons list for each option. So 2 pros and cons list that you can use to compare your options. Pause this video while you do that. Now that you've got your pros and cons list, which alternative is more attractive? Which one is going to work the best? Now select your solution. So thinking of this as an opportunity for improvement, how are you going to implement this solution? Write down the steps that you're going to need to follow, and then consider if there are any threats that you might face during this implementation. Pause the video here and do this activity. Alright, now that you know your solution, please write down a timeline for the steps that you're going to take, and decide or think about whether this timeline is realistic. Are you likely to spend 3 hours a day, every day, working on this? Or is it something that you might consider rather spending 15 minutes on every single day? Pause the video here. Now that you've finished this activity, recall the behavioral checklist from the last lecture. And tick off whether you have followed these guidelines. The creative problem solver establishes trust with involved people, identifies all problems in a negative situation, analyzes problem sources and consequences, decides what to do after evaluating all alternatives, implements the best action plan in a timely manner, follows through by measuring results and taking corrective actions, and encourages creativity from all participants. In our next class, we're going to be looking at resolving conflict, and this has got a lot to do with all of the, well, not all of the professional skills, but a lot of the professional skills we've discussed in the previous weeks. Creative problem solving, ethical decision making, teamwork. These professional skills can't really be separated, although we are looking at them separately. So I want you to ask yourself, how do you deal with conflict? Do you chase it far too often? Or do you avoid it like your coughing neighbor? Think about the ways in which you handle personal conflict and just pay attention to the ways in which you handle it. Thanks for doing these exercises, everybody. I'll see you next time.